There is something haunting about the way a woman remembers certain men, not because of what they did, but because of how they made her feel, how they awakened something hidden, something ancient, something that had always been there but was never spoken aloud. Have you ever wondered why one man becomes a story she tells herself long after he is gone, while another fades into nothing more than a passing thought? Before we dive in, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to see how far this conversation is reaching. The truth is not where most people look for it. It does not live in charm, in beauty, or in confidence alone. It hides deeper, in a place Carl Jung once called the shadow, that mysterious corner of the mind where all forbidden desires, fears, and instincts live together in silence. Most men spend their entire lives running from that darkness, trying to be good, safe, predictable. But the ones she never forgets? They are the ones who learn to understand it, not to act on impulse, but to harness the power within it. Society has told women to be reserved, to be kind, to be polite, to smile when they are uncomfortable, and to apologize for their own depth. That is the mask she wears, or the persona. But beneath that surface lies something far more real, a part of her that longs to be seen without filters, to be understood without judgment. She does not crave control. She craves release, not in a physical sense, but in a way that frees her soul from all the expectations that have weighed it down since childhood. And here lies the paradox. She cannot tell you this. She will not say it out loud, but she waits and desperately for the man who can see it, the one who senses what her words hide, who listens not to what she says but to what her silence is screaming. This journey is not about dominance. It is about awareness, of yourself, of her, and of the subtle connection that binds two human beings when pretenses fall away. There are 6 hidden doors into that secret world. Each reveals something about her, but also something about you. Let us begin with the most misunderstood truth. Pleasure is not a competition. So many men approach intimacy as if they must prove something. They measure their worth by performance, not by connection. They fear tools, toys, and anything that challenges their sense of masculinity. But mastery is not found in what you control. It is found in what you elevate. A true man is not threatened by what expands her experience. He embraces it, because his pride does not rest in his ego, but in her surrender. When you introduce something new into your intimacy with confidence and purpose, you are not losing power. You are demonstrating that your only goal is her joy. You are telling her wordlessly, I am not afraid of the unknown. I am not afraid of your depth. That is what melts her defenses. Not dominance, but presence. Most men do not understand how different a woman's pleasure truly is. Her body is not designed for quick completion, but for long spiraling waves of sensation that build slowly, patiently, until she loses all sense of time. When you ignore this truth, you deny her the full range of her being. But when you learn to explore it, when you move without rush, when you become curious instead of competitive, she feels something she cannot describe. She feels safe. And safety, paradoxically, is the foundation of surrender. When a woman trusts that she can let go without being judged, she falls deeper than you could ever pull her. But to reach that depth, you must understand one simple secret. Her mind is always awake. It never stops analyzing, worrying, or narrating every moment. If you can quiet her thoughts even for a few seconds, she will feel peace, the kind that few men have ever given her. There is one way to do this, one ancient psychological trick that works like magic. Take away her sight. Blindfold her gently, tenderly. The moment darkness falls, her mind stops anticipating and starts feeling. Every touch becomes electric. Every breath becomes thunder. She cannot predict your next move, and that mystery ignites something primal inside her. Jung once said that when one sense is silenced, others awaken in extraordinary ways. When you take away her vision, you allow her body to see through sensation. She feels your fingertips as lightning, the warmth of your breath as fire. The space between touches becomes unbearable in the best way, but this is not about control. It is about guidance, showing her that she can trust you enough to lose herself, that you can lead her safely through the chaos of her own emotions. And when she realizes that she can surrender without fear, she will give you more than her body. She will give you her soul, and yet, even in silence, there is another force that shapes her experience: your words. Most men underestimate their power. They stay silent, believing that desire is shown only through action. But for a woman, words are oxygen. Her mind is built on connection, on hearing, feeling, imagining. When you speak, you anchor her attention. You pull her out of her thoughts and into the moment. It is not about vulgarity. It is about presence. Tell her what you see, what you feel, what she does to you. How you are driving me crazy right now. You feel unbelievable. I cannot stop thinking about you. Simple words, but they have the power to rewrite the story in her head. They tell her she is desired, not just physically, but wholly, in every sense of her being. And the more vividly you speak, the more she believes it. Because deep inside she wants to know that she affects you, that her existence moves you, that her presence is not routine but revelation. Every woman has her own language. Some crave softness, others power. The only way to know is to ask, not in the heat of the moment but in quiet honesty. When you ask her what she likes, what words touch her, you are not being weak. You are showing respect, maturity, and understanding. And that, more than any move, earns her trust. But words and gestures alone are not enough. There is a part of every man that he fears to reveal. His shadow, his raw, unfiltered instinct. Society tells him to bury it, to be gentle, controlled, civilized. But passion requires both light and darkness. It needs your wildness, not in violence, but in confidence. When you hold her firmly, when you lead without hesitation, when your energy says, I know what I want, and I choose you, she feels something ancient awaken inside her. It is not fear, it is fascination. It is the deep instinct that says, I am safe to let go here. This is not about domination. It is about polarity, the dance between strength and surrender. She cannot relax if you are unsure. She cannot let go if you are timid. But when she senses your certainty, your ability to hold her world steady while hers spins, she gives you something far more powerful than pleasure. She gives you reverence, and when that energy is understood, something extraordinary becomes possible. Play. Every relationship eventually collides with routine. Days blend together. Conversations become predictable. Even desire fades when it has nowhere new to go. But there is a simple cure: imagination. Role-playing is not about costumes or scripts. It is about rediscovering each other through fantasy. The mind, Jung taught, is filled with archetypes, universal characters that live inside all of us: the teacher and the student, the hero and the muse, the stranger and the seducer. When you step into those roles together, you awaken forgotten parts of your souls. A woman who spends her life being responsible may crave a night where she is not in control. A man who carries the burden of strength may want to be the one pursued. In that space, you both breathe differently. You shed the masks that the world glued to your faces, and in pretending, you finally become honest. Try something simple. Pretend to meet for the first time in a cafe. Let her flirt with you as if you were strangers. Or whisper a rule before the night begins. Tonight, you cannot touch me unless I say so. It is in those moments of make-believe that truth emerges, because fantasy gives us permission to be real. And yet, there is one final truth that surpasses them all: the art of breaking the rules. Human desire feeds on novelty. The brain craves surprise. The moment something becomes predictable, passion dies quietly. When every touch, every kiss, every rhythm follows the same path, the body stays but the mind drifts away. To keep passion alive, you must become unpredictable. Change the setting, change the timing, change the rhythm. If you always reach for her at night, Surprise her in the middle of the day. If your music always sets the mood, try silence. Just breath and heartbeat. If you always lead, let her take control. Watch how quickly everything feels new again. Routine is comfort, but too much comfort kills desire. What keeps her fascinated is not perfection, but unpredictability. When she never knows what will happen next, she will never stop craving you. Because what women want at their deepest core is not constant pleasure, it is constant discovery. She wants to feel that you still see her, still study her, still chase her, that you are not just using her body but learning her soul, that you are not the same man every night, but a living mystery. And when she feels that, when every encounter feels like a new adventure, she will look at you not just with attraction, but with awe. You will have reached a level of intimacy that transcends physical desire and enters spiritual connection. Because in the end, the greatest pleasure is not what happens in bed. It is what happens after. The silence, the closeness, the knowing that you have both touched something sacred.